So let's talk about one of the most powerful and, let's be honest, one of the most fumbled skills in any leader's toolkit: delegation. We're going to dive deep into this because it's so much more than just, handing off tasks. It's really about empowering your team, building their capacity, and in the end, making yourself a much, much more effective leader.
Let's start with a really honest question. I want you to actually think about this. Take a look at your to-do list right now. How much of that stuff is work that could, or really should, be done by someone on your team? See, when you're completely bogged down in the weeds, it is impossible to see the big picture. And that's the core problem that great delegation solves. Okay, so before you can even think about improving, you've got to know where you stand. It's just that simple. So our first step here is turning that lens inward. It's all about building the self-awareness to see our own habits and tendencies for what they really are. And this slide, this just lays out the two paths so clearly. On one side, you've got micromanagement. Now look, this often comes from a good place, right? A desire for quality, maybe a fear of things going wrong. But what it leads to is you controlling every single detail. It might feel safe, but it absolutely stifles your team's growth, and it makes you the bottleneck. But then you look at the other side, effective delegation. That's about assigning real ownership. And that is how people develop new skills, and that's how your entire team's capacity grows. And that brings us right to the foundational principle of all of this. The very first move on this journey is just to recognize. It's not about being perfect from day one. It's about being honest. Are you a bit of a micromanager? Do you only delegate the tasks you hate doing? Just acknowledging where you're starting from is the only way you can actually move forward. Let's dig just a little bit deeper on that self-recognition piece. Think about your motive. When you hand a task off to someone, is your main goal just to get it off your desk, to clear your plate? Or are you thinking strategically like, who on the team could learn the most from this opportunity? The answer to that question reveals everything about whether you're using delegation as a simple offloading tool or as a powerful development strategy. All right, so once you kind of understand your own style, you need a system. This can't be about guesswork. It's about having a clear, repeatable method for delegating work in a way that's structured and, maybe most importantly, fair. This definition, this just puts our goals so perfectly. Notice it's a skill. It's something you develop. It's about matching the right tasks to the right people, not just handing them out randomly. And the goal isn't just to get the work done. It's to empower people and to achieve something together that none of you could do alone. And here it is, the method in its simplest form. It just flows so logically, right? First, you look inward and recognize your skills. Second, you understand the strategic need for why you're delegating this specific task. And third, you do the handoff in a way that's transparent and fair. It's a really straightforward three-step process to get it right. I want to just pause on this quote for a second because that last word, that word is everything. Fairly. It is so easy to fall into the trap of giving all the boring tasks to one person and all the exciting, high-profile projects to your star player. Fairness has to be at the absolute heart of your delegation strategy. And this just brilliantly shows why that one little word matters so, so much. When delegation feels fair, it builds trust. Your team knows you have their back. It motivates them because they see a real path for growth. It also prevents burnout on your go-to person, and it fosters a culture where everybody feels valued and has a chance to step up and shine. Okay, understanding your style and having a method, those are the first two big pieces of the puzzle. But, none of that matters if you don't actually put it into action. So this final section is all about moving from theory to practice. It's about how to actually build this skill. This is such a critical point. You can read every management book in the world, but delegation is a practical skill. It's kind of like learning to ride a bike. You can't just read about it, you have to get on and do it. That's why the key is to demonstrate the method, which really just means actively practicing it over and over again. So the natural question is, well, how do I practice without, real-world consequences if I mess up? And that's where tools like role-playing come in. Seriously, think of it like a flight simulator for managers. It's a safe space where you can practice those tricky delegation conversations, get some direct feedback, and build the confidence you need before you're handling a huge, high-stakes project. And please remember this as you start to apply these ideas. Your first few attempts might feel a little clumsy. You might not explain the task perfectly. That is totally okay. The goal here isn't to be a perfect delegator overnight. The goal is consistent practice, learning from every single experience and just getting a little bit better each time.
Ultimately, this is the big takeaway. This is what it all boils down to. Managing is about overseeing tasks, but leading is about developing people. By mastering effective, fair delegation, you make that crucial shift. You stop being the person who just gets things done, and you become the person who builds a team that can get anything done.
So this brings us to one final question, and this one is for you. Based on everything we've just talked about, from that first step of self-recognition to the method of fair practice, what is the first, concrete, actionable step you're going to take this week to start mastering this essential leadership skill?